Hey guys, so different kind of video this time around. I wanted to do something different and come out here for this little nature walk while I go over another topic that I had in mind, which is how we can actually be millionaires. I believe everyone can do it eventually one day. It might not be in the timeline you like, but regardless, it is still possible. But before we get into that, I do want to go over something real quick that I've been seeing happen today in today's world. Like, you see a lot of people on Instagram, other social medias, but Instagram's really big on this, where there's these influencers that are living a lavish lifestyle, and sometimes you wonder how can they be making so much money to travel all the time? How are they doing that, right? So I wanted to kind of give you guys a little insight, a little secret to what's actually going on and all those things that you see online. But for now, we'll walk a little bit outside real quick with these influencers. What's going on is, imagine you're going on a trip for your work or with your family, like a vacation, something, and then what you decide to do is, I'm gonna go to California and I want to hit Los Angeles and Las Vegas and a bunch of places in between. So instead of you posting everything about that trip in one post, in one swipes, whatever you want to call it, when you upload onto Instagram, what you do is, when you're in LA, you take amazing pictures at a certain place you went to go eat, amazing pictures at Disneyland if you went there. On your way back, you do the same thing in Vegas. And whenever you get back home, what you do is, over the course of the next few months, you upload that picture in that really nice restaurant in LA. And then a month later, you upload the really nice video you took in Disneyland. And then 2 months later, you post a video in Vegas. Now all of a sudden, these people on your feed think that you were traveling for the past 3 months, just hitting up the sites to see. In reality, it was just one weekend. It was a few days. So that's what's really going on with a lot of it, because sometimes your job might send you somewhere. Your job might send you to a training somewhere else, and then you take a lot of spread out pictures. That's what a lot of these influencers are doing online. A lot of them, I'm not saying all of them, there are some that actually travel a bunch. I'm not saying that's not true, but it is a huge majority. And then they sell you stuff based on you seeing how well they're doing, and then they use that as credibility to get you to buy their products or courses or services or whatever, get more likes. That's how it is. But for now, let's go back to the desk and get into the actual topic of the video. So here we go. Okay, yes, we're back and we're behind the desk again. It's very familiar to y'all and me. This is where everything happens. But what I want to get into the very first thing, so we can get to that road path to becoming a millionaire, your first step ever for anyone is avoiding or getting rid of your high interest debt. Because like I mentioned before, credit card debt, oh my goodness, it's taking over everyone's life. It's consuming everybody. It's like a disease, As soon as you get your paycheck, your credit card debt eats that up. So first, we really need to focus on getting rid of that credit card debt. And I hate sounding like Dave Ramsey, but man, it's because it's become an epidemic in the United States. Credit card debt just keeps rising and rising, and the average number keeps going higher and higher instead of coming lower. So I understand everyone's finances are different, but we should all need to prioritize credit card debt, lowering that, you're getting it down, and then also avoiding picking up in the future. So that'll be your first step, getting rid of high interest debt. And then your next step after that, once you got that, people always say emergency fund and all that. Although me personally, I think that you should prioritize an emergency fund, because you never know what can happen, And I will state right now that none of this is financial advice. I am just here for entertainment and sharing with you guys my experience and what I've learned. So with that being said, I would say to make sure you have a cushion, something to fall back on. Everyone needs that, and as far as how big that emergency fund needs to be, that depends on everyone's personal situation, but you need to have something to fall back on in case everything went south. What would you do? So that would be step 2, but honestly, it should not be given as much focus as this next step, which is really where this millionaire path becomes a reality. So you need to start investing, and there's multiple ways to do it. So first, we'll go with the way of personal investments. That's whenever you open up an account with TD Ameritrade, with Webull, with Robinhood, for example, and you from there you start trading stocks. And I say trading, but please, I mean investing. I mean just investing. Trading stocks can be difficult. It's very, very risky. But if you invest into the stock market, the general stock market fund, such as SPY, like ticker symbol SPY. It'll be somewhere here like the money sign SPY, you know. That investing at least $100 to $500 a month, depending on your situation, will equal amazing returns in the future. So that's going to be step 2. But that's personal investments, right? But we need to talk about maxing out your 401k. If you have an employer that offers you a 401k and they offer a match, many times companies do this. The employer I work for does as well. But for example, a lot of employers, if you put in $1 towards your 401k with your company, that your company gives you, opens an account they open up for you, they will match 50% of that, 100% of that. It depends on the company, but I've seen all the way up to 200% match, and it's crazy. But basically, if you are investing into your 401k account and you are not getting the full match, you are literally just seeing money and letting it fly away. Like, you're not doing anything about it. So you need to at least match the employer match. Match the employer match. You know, you need to put as much as they give you, because it's just free money on the table. So that is not only returns later on in life, it's immediate returns, because as soon as you put $1 towards your 401k and they match 50%, they immediately put 50 cents into that. So if you put $100, they put $50 as an example of a 50% match. So that should be something else you need to prioritize: your personal investments, 401k investments, and my biggest one, honestly, is going to be that you need to start a business. You know, the best way to make money is to make money. Like, I know that sounds very redundant, but I think everyone needs to sell a service. Everyone needs to be doing something other than their day job. Like I talked about in the last video, and you can watch it here, I'll put it on screen, but I talked about 4 different side hustles, 4 different ways that you can increase your income, make an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month. You need to do one like now. You can't be waiting anymore and just sticking to your day job income and getting help from family when you need it. No, you need to start selling a service online. You need to start making content. This world we live in is digital, and making money is at the hands of everyone. Literally, everyone has a phone in their pocket. Anyone can do anything now. And whether it's video editing, whether, like I mentioned before, that I've done web design, you can do that. But everyone needs to start some sort of business, because honestly, the best way that you can set yourself up to be a future millionaire or something is doing more than just getting a assured income. You know, if you have an income from your day job, that's amazing and that's really good, and that is the backbone of the economy. But in a real sense, you need to start a business to supplement all that and to cover. I would say start it with small goals. Whenever I first started doing my businesses, I didn't mention in the previous videos, so here's a little sauce. What I did in the beginning was I just made a goal that I was going to just cover my electric bill, or I was just going to cover my Wi-Fi bill through my business. Like, I was going to do a business and I would just try to cover that, make enough to cover that, you know. And over time, I hit another goal. Those small little goals will go a long way in the future. So same thing with what we're talking about today, that if you start doing all of these steps, you will eventually become a millionaire. And I'm not kidding. With a 10% return in the market, I'll put a calculator here, how much, $500 a month. And that'll be split between your investments, personal investments, and your 401k. And if you avoid high interest debt, you immediately add on more returns just by you not owing anything, you know? So I highly, highly recommend all these 3 steps. And I will throw in one more, just one final one before we leave, okay? Before we head out, listen to this last one, because this one might actually change your life. So as I mentioned before, I started this rental property situation. I have a tenant, and I am now moving towards getting another rental property. So just in getting rental properties and having tenants pay you a monthly rent, you can start building equity in those properties that you own. So then that also improves your net worth. So by the time you're 30, let's say you just got one investment property. That's it. And you had a tenant paying you rent. And then over the years, you also had your own home. Okay, let's just say you had one. And then after 30 years, you're able to pay off your own mortgage. And because you had a tenant paying you rent, you were able to pay off the other mortgage. So now you have 2 properties And let's say you're not super rich, but you have an average net worth just in those. Whenever you got them, they were each worth $150,000, which in today's market, that is really low. I'd be surprised if you can get that low. But let's lowball it. Let's say each was $150,000. But by this time, 30 years, that same house, those same properties are going to be worth twice, maybe even 3 times as much as you got them for today. So just by having that income that you're already getting by your day job, you're paying your mortgage, you're building equity. Having a tenant that is also helping to build you equity in this property. Well, now you have 2 properties, and let's say each of them double in value over the course of the next 30 years. Now all of a sudden you got two properties, which will equal about $600,000 in equity for you. That'll be your net worth. That's already more than $500,000. With all this other stuff I had mentioned to you, I am sure that you can easily break through that millionaire status with your personal investments and your 401k and everything else you do on the side. So that's it for this video. But if you guys liked it, please hit the subscribe button because it helps out a ton. I like seeing that number go. Every time it goes up, I get so excited. I see another subscriber. And also hit that like button if you liked the video and you believe you got any value of it. And again, I'll say, if you guys have any personal recommendations or anything you guys personally want to see, just let me know in the comments and we'll go through them. I'll do my best to keep busting out some content for you guys. I really like being able to talk about all these things because I would like to be able to help others and I would like to learn from others as well. So see y'all later. Have a good day. Jesus love y'all. Bye-bye. Watch these.